Okay, if you are interested in podcasting at Canoe FM, then your journey starts at canoefm.com. So I'm here just at the homepage. When you type canoefm.com into the URL bar up here, or if you Google Canoe FM, it'll take you to this page. On this page, there's a menu right here. We want to go to podcasts, and it'll give you a whole list here of all the shows that we have, but we actually just want to go to the podcasts page. So we're going to click that, the green link there, podcasts, and give it a second to load. Now this is our main podcast page. Down here, we've got links all to the shows, but what we want are these three links right here. So these are the things that will give you everything you need to know and all the tools you need to create podcasts for Canoe. So the podcasting manual, I'm just going to open this in another tab. This is a Google Doc that has all the info you need. So you can see all the table of contents here, everything you need to know, background information, and then actually the producing the thing and putting it out there, and then links and a glossary if there's any words that you see, like if you're not sure what a podcast is. There's other, let's see if I can find one in here. There's terms like podcatcher, or even some, like audio terms like phantom power or powered microphones, condenser microphones. So all the information is in here. If you just need to get some editing done or get some recording done, I've got a list here. This is what's available at the station. So since this is available, for free for you to use as a volunteer, I've listed it first. Adobe Audition and Pro Tools is available in the radio hall. For a lot of people who are working at home, particularly if they're just doing a little bit of volunteer work, maybe they're helping out with a program, maybe they're just producing a short show of their own, this is quite a bit of investment, financial investment to sink into an editing program. So with that in mind, if you are at the station, Ron is there. He's got lots of experience in Audition. He can help you out. He can show you around. If you're at home, this is a way that you can do it on the cheap. So Reaper, you can click on this. That'll open up the link there, reaper.fm. So I'm going to open that up. And then there's a couple other files here, configuration files. So again, I'll click on that. It'll show me the link here, and I can open that up. If you're not sure how to open something in a new tab, I am just, you can either middle mouse click or you can control left click, and that'll open it in a new tab. So let's look at what we've got here. The first one, reaper.fm. Reaper.fm right there. Download Reaper. Let's go. And I am on Windows. If you are on Mac or Linux, you can find the other downloads here. But I know that I need Windows 64-bit because I'm working on Windows 10 64-bit version. So I'm going to download this. Okay. And then once that's done, we'll say open. Yeah, I'm going to keep. Okay. And it's going to say, always ask. This looks all good to me. We're going to say run. I agree to your license agreement. And we'll say, yeah, install there. And I wonder if it'll give me a... Oh, okay. It'll ask if you want to allow it to... Yeah, we'll allow it to make changes to the device. And then you can click install and just follow through the rest of the instructions there. So I have actually already installed it, so I don't want to overwrite my current install. But you can just finish by clicking through the install steps there. And then I'll just hit cancel. Then you are able to open Reaper, and so you might see something like this when you first open it. It'll probably give you a little message that says, this is not freeware, you must buy. So you can evaluate it for as long as you want. All of the features are available. You have to wait 5 seconds for that splash screen to go up if you don't want to purchase it. If you do purchase it, it's $60 for people who are in the position that we're in as volunteers working for a community station. So it's a $60 one-time fee if you feel you want to support this program. So then once you've got this open, we're going to go back to our browser, in Chrome, and we're going to go to this other file that we opened here. So this is the Canoe Podcast Reaper Config v2. So we're going to download this. It's probably going to start a download any second now. Okay, and that's starting. While that's downloading, we've also got Canoe Podcast Template v2. We're going to download that. Okay, those two things have downloaded, so now we can close these tabs if we don't want them open. We can leave the manual open just in case you need to refer back to this later, but now we're going to go back to Reaper, and we are going to go, if you're on Windows, you're going to go Options. So there's this menu up at the top. You're going to go to Options, Preferences. If you are on a Mac, there's going to be a menu up atop that's called Reaper, and you can just click Reaper, and at the bottom of that, or close to the bottom of that, will be Preferences. And now, you may be clicked on something else here, but the one we want is General up at the top, and we're going to go to Import Configuration. So import the configuration, and you're going to go to your, let's see, it'll be your user folder. So the folder, named after you, whatever you happen to be called, or, it might just be called user. You're going to go into your downloads, and you're going to find in there the Canoe Podcast Reaper config that we downloaded just a second ago. And you're going to click open, and then it's going to say, this will require Reaper to restart, and we'll say, okay. It's going to pop up a whole bunch of stuff in here. You'll have to wait a second. It'll say, it'll do this, and then you click import when it's ready. So you click import, it's going to reopen Reaper, and looks like I've got a Planet Halliburton in there. Clear that out. And we're also going to, so that has the config in there, and now there's one more step that we have to do, which is we're going to stay in Reaper, and we're going to go File, Open Project, and then we're going to browse again to that same folder, our downloads, because whenever you download anything in your browser, it should just automatically go to this. And you can see I've got the Canoe Podcast Template v2. I'm going to open that up. I'm not going to save that project. And this is what I was hoping to see. So now we've got a disclaimer in here. We've got the podcast stinger, so if we hit the space bar, we can listen. The following program does not necessarily represent the views of the staff or management at 100.9 Canoe FM. Brought to you by 100.9 Canoe FM, community radio from the Halliburton Highlands. Visit canoefm.com for more. And then you can just insert whatever content you need to after that. Okay, and there's just one more step involved in the Reaper process. And we're going to go back to the manual for this, and we can keep scrolling through, and we can get to a section called Loudness Meter. And there's this thing called Ulean Loudness Meter. And this is a plugin that'll work with any of these programs. Audition has a certain shortcut that you can use that will set your audio level to exactly the level you want. For all the other programs, until we figure out a shortcut that'll work for that, we've got this loudness meter. And what this does is it tells you exactly how loud each episode is of your podcast overall. So it's not like a second by second, where the meters bounce up and down like you see most of the time, or like those, green into red. It's not that kind of measurement. It's a measurement across the entire program. So if your show is 15 minutes, it's a 15-minute long measurement. If your show is an hour, it'll be an hour-long measurement. And it'll tell you, on average, how loud it is across the whole thing. So you can download the free version here. Just click download. And then again, it's available for Windows or Mac, so I'm on Windows, so I'll download that. But if you're on Mac, then you can download that one there. Okay, now that that's finished, I can say open. Or you know what, maybe I want to go and just right-click and extract it here. And that should give me, there we go, a folder. You can probably get the same thing just by double-clicking on it, and that'll get you to the installer. So you can double-click on that. It should open up. And yes, we want to let it make changes because we want this change to be the installation of this program. So okay, we'll say next, and we'll let it, install, do the whole bit. Yeah, you can do this, and we're going to say next, and next, and next, and next, and yep, everything like this is good. You accept the agreement, and next, and like next, and next, and you install it. And I'm just going to cancel because I've already installed it. But then you can go back to Reaper, so I'm going to close this again, and that's the final step in setting up Reaper. Because now you can see when we click this little green FX button up here, then this Union loudness meter will pop up and it'll show us the measurement that our podcast...
The program does not necessarily represent the views of the staff or management at 100.9 Canoe FM.
From the Halliburton Highlands.
That sits right in a good spot. And again, it's not, if one of these is a tiny bit too loud or a tiny bit too quiet, it's not that big a deal because we're looking for an average measurement across the whole show. So this doesn't really come into play quite yet. But that's a way you can check to make sure that you've got it installed correctly. And if it's not showing up or if you have any errors with this, you can close Reaper. Yeah, you want to save that? And then you can reopen it. And then you can check the effects button there, and it should show up. And if you can't see this effects button, sometimes it gets hidden. Sometimes like that might happen. You can grab the little bar in between the two tracks, pull it down until it reappears. So, you know, like some things can get hidden, but that effects button there is pretty important just because we sometimes need to see what this number is.